Everyone, hope you are doing good. Welcome to the online lecture on copyright laws. In today's session, I will be taking you through various types of rights conferred by copyright. The various rights which is given to the owner of the copyright work. These are the major four rights under Copyright Act. The first is negative rights, the second is moral rights, the third is economic rights, and the fourth one and the final one is multiple rights. In today's lecture, we will understand each of these rights one by one. So let us first understand what is negative right. Simply put, by virtue of negative right, the author has a right to restrain others from copying his or her original work without his consent, because the exploitation of the work is the right of the author, and since he can stop others from doing the same, it is a negative right. The right to restrain, since it has a negative connotation attached with it, hence it is called as negative right. Now let us understand what is moral rights. But before that, it is important for us to understand a very basic concept here, the concept which gave rise to moral rights. What is that? An author of a work may not always be the owner of the copyright. I repeat, an author of a work may not always be the owner of the copyright. What do I mean by this? It means that sometimes there can be instances that author of the original copyrighted work has licensed or assigned his right to somebody else, and by doing so he has made him the owner of the copyright protected work. So the owner of a copyright work can either be a corporate entity or an individual who is not an author, but the authorship will always vest in an individual. So the authorship will always vest in an individual, but the owner of the same copyright can be either a corporate entity or some other individual apart from the author. This concept gave rise to moral rights, and in no circumstances can moral rights be divested from the author. We'll understand this later. Let us now first understand moral rights. It provides the author's right to claim authorship in the work even after assignment or licensing of the copyright has been done by the author of the copyright protected work. Also, the author has right to claim royalty in case of mutilation or destruction of the work. Both these forms part of moral rights. Now, moral rights can be of two types. What are those two types? The first is right to attribution and the second is integrity rights. We will understand each now. What is right to attribution? It is when the exploitation of the original copyright protected work is done by somebody else other than the author by way of licensing or assignment, and the author has right over the same even though the licensing or assignment has been done. So the right to attribution is a right to claim authorship over some work, and under that authorship the author gave right to somebody else to exploit the same work. The second is integrity rights. What is integrity rights? Right to maintain integrity of the work. Because see, no license or no amount of licensing or assignment can guarantee or can give the right to the new owner of the copyright work to destroy the original work, to destroy the essence of the original copyright protected work. So the integrity of the copyright protected work is to be maintained either by the author, or if he has assigned it to somebody, then the somebody who has become the new owner of the copyright work, he also has to protect the essence, the integrity of the original copyright protected work. These particular rights, right to attribution and integrity rights, which form the part of which is which forms the definition of moral rights, was particularly held in the case of Amarnath Sehgal versus Union of India. I repeat, Amarnath Sehgal versus Union of India. So we can say that moral rights are associated with the author regardless of any assignment, whether partly or wholly. And the most important concept, the most important thing about moral right is that even after copyright has expired, then also author has moral rights over that particular copyright protected work, and in no circumstances the author can be divested of his moral rights. Now, Section 57 of the Copyright Act 1957 talks about moral rights. Now, why was Section 57 incorporated in the Copyright Act? Since India is a signatory to Berne Convention, and in Berne Convention, Article 6 bis talks about moral rights. So, India, being part of the convention, incorporated Article 6 bis of the Berne Convention through Section 56 of the Copyright Act, which talks about moral rights. Section 56 is author's special rights. Independently of the author's copyright, and even after the assignment either wholly or partially of the said copyright, the author shall have the right to claim authorship of the work, and second, to restrain or claim damages in respect of any distortion or modification done in relation of the said work, provided that the said distortion and mutilation and modification is hampering the reputation or honor of the author or the work. So we can very well understand this. The first, claim authorship of the work, is what right to attribution is. The author has the right to claim authorship over his work, that is, he has the right to attribute the same work, and he can license and assign somebody else to do to exploit his work. And the second, to restrain and claim damages in case of any changes that is done in the copyright work. This is right to integrity rights, that is, the new owner of the copyright work has to protect the integrity of the copyright protected work. I hope we are clear with what is moral rights. So now we talked about negative rights, then we discussed moral rights, Section 57, Berne Convention, Article 6 bis. These are the major points of moral rights, and then Amarnath Sehgal versus Union of India. This is an important case of moral rights, Amarnath Sehgal versus Union of India. Now let's discuss the third right, that is economic rights. So what is economic rights? Specifically, Section 14 of the Copyright Act talks about economic rights of the owner. It gives the exclusive right to the owner to exploit his own work or authorize somebody to do so on his behalf, and by which it will lead to monetary benefits. By authorizing somebody, somebody will exploit his work, and the profits which the other person will earn, he will give a fair share to the author of the copyright work. And by authorizing others, the owner will also receive royalty or any payment. So economic rights are those rights which helps the author to earn by exploiting his own original work, or by letting somebody else exploit his work, and in return he will get some royalty. Now as I said earlier, Section 14 of the Copyright Act talks about the economic rights of the copyright owner. So what are the economic rights? The exclusive right subject to the provisions of this act, the first is, in case of a literary, dramatic or musical work, the author has right in case of literary, dramatic or musical work. The first is, in case of literary, dramatic or musical work, the author has right to reproduce the work, to issue copies of the work, to perform the work in public, to make a cinematograph film out of the literary, dramatic or musical work, to translate the work, or to adapt these works. Now the second is, in case of any computer program, the author has right to sell or give it on commercial rent. And the third is, in case of artistic works. In case of artistic works, the author has right to reproduce the work in any material form, including the storing of it in any medium by electronic means, the depiction in 3D of a 2D work, or depiction of a 2D of a 3D work. Also, the artistic works can be communicated to the public. The copies of the artistic work can be issued to the public. The artistic work can be made into a cinematograph films, or they can be adapted as well. The fourth is the economic rights in case of cinematograph films. So the author has a right to make a copy of the film, including a photograph of any image, or storing of it in any medium by electronic means, or to sell it or give it on a commercial rent. And the third and the most important, which we all understand, is that to communicate the film to the public. And the final one, the economic right. We were discussing the economic rights under different heads. So the economic rights in case of sound recording. So what are the economic rights in case of sound recording? So the author in case of sound recording is allowed to make any other sound recording embodying the original sound recording, or to sell it or give it on commercial rent, or to communicate the sound recording to public. So section 14 of the Copyright Act states the major headlines as to what are the economic rights of the author of the copyright protected work. Now we have come down to the last one, that is multiple rights. Before understanding the multiplicity of copyright, let us first understand this. See, copyright is not a single extinguishable right, but it is a bundle of rights. Now what do I mean when I say bundle of rights? A single original copyrighted work has many facets of right. Let us understand this through an example. Just now we discussed that in case of literary, dramatic or a musical work, an author has a right to either reproduce the work, to issue copies of the work, to translate the work, or to adapt the work. So these are what? These are multiple rights of a same literary, or one dramatic or one musical work. So these are the different various rights of the same work, and the author may assign some of the rights to any individual, and some still would be under his control. So let's say for an original literary work, my right to reproduce the work, I gave it to a person named A, but I did not assign him to translate the work or to adapt the work. So the right to reproduce the work of my original literary work is with the person A, who have assigned the right, but the same to translate the work or to adapt the work is with me only, who is the author of the work. So the multiple rights, the same single work, the single copyright protected work has multiple rights. Thus, copyright gives multiple rights of the same original work, and since I discussed it, it is somewhat related to economic rights. Alright, so with this we finish the various rights conferred under Copyright Act. Negative rights, moral rights, economic rights and multiple rights. Let's quickly revise. What is negative rights? It is right to restrain others from exploiting the work apart from the author without his consent. The second is moral rights. It is right associated with the work from the very beginning, and the author will continue to possess the same even when the copyright has expired. It is the most important thing, that the moral rights never extinguishes, and even when the copyright has expired, moral rights still remains with the author. And any damage to the work or to the essence of the work would amount to infringement of the copyright. And section 57 of the Copyright Act talks about moral rights of the author. Third, we discussed economic rights. So what is economic rights? Section 14 talks about economic rights of the copyright owner. It is regarding reaping monetary benefits by exploitation of the copyright protected work, and the author can assign somebody else to exploit the work, and he will receive benefits, monetary benefits, in terms of royalty or any lump sum payment or any other payments, etc. And the last one we discussed in today's session was multiple rights. It means that a single original copyright protected work will not only have one right but will have many rights. Author may enjoy some and license or assign some of the rights to other individual, which would be valid. And apart from those rights which the author has assigned, the new owner of that particular right is not allowed to do anything else but to utilize only those rights which the author has given him to do so. With this, we conclude today's session. Hope you all understood it. And if any doubts, you can anyway raise it to me. See you all in another session. Till then, take good care of yourselves, and thank you.